Hello everyone, thank you for participating in this presentation. I work for an advertising company that helps big businesses determine where to focus most of their advertising for their companies. Today I will be focusing on three major websites, which are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We will compare visitors per website, advertisement revenue, total visitor revenue, and revenue per each individual visitor. In the first graph here, we see the total number of visitors for each website. In the top graph, we see a comparison of the years for each website. For example, we see 2014 for Facebook, 2015 for Facebook has an increase. In the bottom graph, we see a more detailed version of this top graph, which shows us for each month for each of the websites, and the different colors coordinate each of the different years. By this graph, which do you think has the most visitors? We see here that Facebook clearly has the most visitors with an increase from 2014 to 2015. In this next graph, we see a comparison of the revenue from the advertisement companies that each of these websites has been making. Facebook clearly has the highest revenue from advertisement companies. How do the others compare? So as we see, the blue one is for 2014 and the orange one is for 2015. In both years, we see an increase in the revenue from advertisement companies. Now, if we remove Facebook, we see the advertisement revenue from Instagram and Twitter. Instagram seems to have a slight increase in their revenue, while Twitter has been decreasing in the past several months. Here we see how and where each of the websites advertise on their pages. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. In this chart, we are looking at a more detailed comparison of just Instagram and Twitter. Since we see that Facebook clearly is much higher than both of these, we want to see how the others compare. Instagram has the lowest advertisement revenue as seen here, but they are increasing at a higher rate than Twitter, despite the fact that they have only been active for 6 years. The columns show us the revenue from advertisement companies, and the numbers show us the revenue, the total visitor revenue. In the bottom graph, we see a detailed version of the total visitor revenue. We see that Instagram has slowly been increasing each year, while Twitter has been decreasing. Next, we are comparing the different revenues per individual visitor for each website. We have the years and the months and each website. For example, we have for Facebook in January of 2014, each user that visited the website generated a revenue of $1.25 for Facebook. For Instagram, it was 0.45 cents, and for Twitter, it was 57 cents. We see in 2015 that, for example, Facebook has more than doubled their revenue. And this goes all the way down for each of the months. And finally, in conclusion, we can see that Facebook is clearly the best website outside companies should use to advertise for their business. They have the most visitors, they have the most ad revenue, they have the most visitor revenue, and they have the most revenue per individual visitor. As an advertising consultant, I would recommend that my clients use Facebook as their primary source of advertisement, and then Instagram could be their secondary because they have been increasing in the past few years. Thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation, and I hope we all learned something today.